Life Club with Tashima Jones, the podcast, brought to you by Tashima Jones Media. Keep in mind that this content is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. In this episode, we will discuss the fear of slowing down, how culture tends to push many people around, and the tendency to want things right now. Welcome to another episode of Life Club with me, Tashima Jones. Today we will be speaking about why people rush. It's the first episode in our Slow and Simple Living series. I had a conversation with a 90-something-year-old man a while ago, and one of the things he said was, haste makes waste. It's something I've held on to for over 10 years now. Oftentimes, we don't realize how much is being lost while rushing, trying to gain it all. As always, when we know the definition of a thing, we are better equipped to using it properly. Today's first word is hyper-responsibility. Hyper-responsibility is the idea or feeling that you have more control over the world around you than you actually do. When we unpack this concept, oftentimes we may find connections to childhood and maybe having to grow up faster, or if you are in an unhealthy relationship where you are constantly blamed for toxicity and any other issues that may arise in the relationship. So again, hyper-responsibility is closely connected to living a slower, more peaceful lifestyle. With that being said, our other word for today's episode is lifestyle. Just to be clear, lifestyle is not how you desire to live, but how you actually live. Oftentimes, many are chasing a specific way of life without acknowledging and realizing the one they are currently living in. Lifestyle is not something that can be purchased. In this very moment, you have a specific lifestyle, which is a mode of living. Simply put, lifestyle is how you live. It is comprised of mindset, core values, and beliefs, and it's expressed in your daily behavior. Now, what most don't recognize is that the material assets that are oftentimes associated with the concept of lifestyle are only byproducts of the former. Again, mindset, core values, etc. Remember, lifestyle cannot be bought. However, the beauty in it is that it has the ability to conform to your mindset and overall goals. Let's jump into the fear of slowing down. A core fear of slowing down is feeling as if the weight of the world is on your shoulders. And that's a space that stay-at-home parents and CEOs of Fortune 500 companies can have in common, even students. No matter your tax bracket, profession, or walk of life, hyper-responsibility can obscure one's vision, making it seem as if rest is not even an option. It comes with the idea that if you pause, the ball may drop or things won't get done, or this idea of you falling behind in an area. Now, when you are considering matters of life, these thoughts can be valid concerns. However, the intensity of these thoughts and the anxiety attached to them distorts the truth about rest. Hyper-responsibility is the belief that you are, number one, able to, and number two, required to respond to more than what you are actually capable of. The pressure to succeed, advance, or simply make it through the day can appear to be much greater than what it actually is. This is the perfect moment for our next point, and that is how culture tends to push people around. Logic says the sooner you want something, the faster you need to go to get it. This tendency is not only on a personal level, but professionally as well. With technology, due dates, and the hustle and bustle of life as a human being, one can easily fall into quote unquote grinding and forget to rest. Slowing down in most cultures takes boldness because it's pushing against societal norms. It's also pushing against what you may be used to and comfortable with. The fear of missing out on opportunities or experiences creates this non-stop mentality that can ultimately lead to burnout. Multitasking is taught and oftentimes applauded, but what most don't realize is that you can't really do two things at once. Productivity and quality are optimal when focusing on one task at a time. Remember that piece of advice: haste makes waste. Overall, on the surface, people rush because they desire things sooner than later, and at the core, many are living a fast life simply because they are afraid to slow down. Isn't it interesting that people work really hard to retire and to practically do nothing or to live a softer life? The reality is a soft life can be lived while being productive. Again, it takes courage and a level of boldness to pause and live a bit slower. Here is your life work. Consider hyper-responsibility and where it may show up in your daily life. Then seek to find the root cause of it. Set aside at least 5 minutes to reflect on lifestyle and the current lifestyle you are living. Then consider the following. Are you celebrating the current life you have? Does the current lifestyle you have support a future lifestyle you'd like to live? And last but not least, how does hyper responsibility challenge you on a daily basis and potentially challenge the future lifestyle you'd like to live? So, in other words, how is hyper responsibility creating hindrances for your current life and way of living? And how can hyper responsibility create hurdles for you reaching the lifestyle you desire? As always, be sure to journal your experience and feel free to share that experience in the comment section. Alrighty, make sure you tune into the next episode in our Slow and Simple Living series as we discuss the benefits of slowing down and how rest begets success. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Life Club with me, Tashima Jones. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you are here with me, and for that, I am truly grateful. Be sure to share and subscribe to this podcast on whatever platform you are tuning in from, and find me on YouTube at Tashima Jones Media for our weekly 1-minute meditations and other video content. You're also invited to visit tashimajones.com for life coaching sessions, books, articles, courses, and free downloads. Until next time, remember your greatness. Talk soon.